hang of it.
Okay, awesome. So, welcome. My name's Sam, as you most assuredly will know, because I am only sending this video to 10 people that I know and love. So if you have this video, I know and love you, so count yourself blessed. In this video, I will be covering 3 points that I've been thinking a lot about lately, and that I think are very important and crucial to day-to-day life, long-term life, short-term life, just everything in general. Point number 1 is to always ask questions, specifically about faith. I think that the moment that you stop asking questions will be the moment where your faith probably begins to dissolve, in all honesty. I think that it's incredibly important. For instance, one verse that really impacted me about faith, questioning, doubt, was Mark chapter 9. And in Mark chapter 9, there is, Mark recounts this interaction between a man and Jesus. The man's trying to persuade Jesus to heal his son who's been possessed by demons. At the end of the verse, the man says, "But if you can do anything, take pity on us and help us." Jesus replies, "If you can, everything is possible for one who believes." Immediately the boy's father exclaimed, "I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief." Of all the apostles, Mark is the only one who uses this exact language. The other apostles talk about this encounter. However, they don't talk about the struggle of unbelief. So for me, this is very telling that this is something that Mark probably struggled with at times, is unbelief. It's probably something that was important to him, and something that in that conversation that stood out to him for years, because he remembered it in the future when he was writing the book. So I think it's important to realize that struggle with doubt or questions about faith isn't something that just any ordinary Christian or uneducated Christian would ask. It's something that everyone deals with, even apostles like Mark. Another good story that I can think of is in the Screwtape Letters, written by C.S. Lewis. And the account is between a nephew and his uncle. The nephew has been put in charge of a human being on Earth, and this nephew, who's a demon, his sole purpose is to try to get this human to stumble in his faith and fall from God, essentially. At one point in the story, the nephew's like super excited because he says that the man is having doubt, asking questions, and that this is a great thing because he thinks that he's going to get the man to stumble and start to drift away from God. However, in this exchange, the uncle says, "Do not be deceived, Wormwood. Our cause is never more in danger than when a human, no longer desiring but intending to do our enemy's will, looks round upon a universe from which every trace of him seems to have vanished, and asks why he has been forsaken, and still obeys." For me, this is important because I definitely have questions. I have definitely had questions in the past just about God's existence, how to prove God's existence. But I always have personally had an intuitive knowledge that God always exists. So despite these struggles, I personally have always been able to pull through. And I think what C.S. Lewis is trying to depict is that that it is positive to ask questions, and that Christians are never stronger than when they're at their lowest point, but are still following God, still have an acceptance of Him, and are still asking the important questions needed to carry through in their faith. I think there's a stigma amongst Christians that everything always has to be perfect, that nothing in your life is going wrong, that you don't need to ask any questions about the faith because you have it all figured out. But I am here to tell you that is not so, and that I think it is not only healthy but necessary to ask questions about your faith and always be looking to answers to help you better understand God. And maybe you'll never fully understand. I mean, He's infinite, and that's really impossible. But I think that it would help strengthen your faith a lot if you weren't afraid to admit you have questions, talk to people about those questions, do research about those questions. It's a healthy topic of conversation, especially for Christians. That ends point number 1.